So imagine having an AI coding partner that can work directly on your projects, right on your own machine. We're talking writing code, installing packages, running commands, all right there with you. That future is basically here. But it brings up a really, really important question. How in the world do you give an AI that much power safely? Well, let's dive in and find out. Yeah, we're talking about these new autonomous AI agents that can literally act like a junior developer on your machine. You can give it a task like, hey, can you add some error handling to the login function? And it just gets to work. It'll start modifying files and running commands just like a human would. The potential to speed things up here is just incredible. And right there, that's the catch. Giving an AI agent complete, unrestricted access to all your local files, your secret keys, your network, that's a huge security risk, right? So how do you get all that amazing power without, inviting a potential disaster onto your computer? Okay, so this is the fundamental challenge we're looking at. AI agents, power versus risk. How do we balance the incredible things these agents can do with the absolute need to keep our development environments secure? We want the helper, for sure, but definitely not the hazard. And this brings us to a really, really clever solution from the team at Docker. Docker Sandboxes. This is the tool that lets us have our cake and eat it too. We get the full autonomy of an AI agent, but with all the safety that comes from container isolation. So what is a Docker Sandbox exactly? The easiest way to think about it is like a secure, isolated playground for the AI. It creates a container that is a perfect mirror of your project directory. The AI can do whatever it needs to do inside that playground, work on your code, run tests, but it can't just break out and start messing with the rest of your system. It's freedom, but with really important boundaries. And the way it works is just so seamless. When you run the command, it spins up a container, and this is key, it mounts your project folder at the exact same path inside the container as it is on your machine. So there's no confusion, no weird path issues. It even pulls in your Git config, so when the AI makes commits, they're properly attributed to you. And it handles API keys securely in a volume, so you only have to log in once. It's pretty slick. All right, that's all the theory, but how easy is it to actually use? You might be surprised. Let's walk through getting your very first sandboxed agent up and running right now. It is literally a 3-step process. That's it. First, you just CD into your project folder, like you always do. Second, you run the command. And third, the very first time you do it, it'll ask for your API key. And that's it. After that, your credentials are saved for all your future sessions. And look at the command itself. It could not be simpler. Docker sandbox run Claude. You just type that right into your project directory, hit enter, and boom. You've got a secure AI agent ready to go to work with absolutely no complex setup or long, annoying config files. But that simplicity is just the beginning. The real magic happens when you start giving your agent specific superpowers through some of the more advanced configurations. Let's take a look at how you can really level up your AI partner. So, first up, environment variables. You can use the -e flag to pass in any kind of configuration the agent might need. Things like setting the node env to development or passing in a database URL. This is how you let the agent run your application in the right mode or connect to the right development services. And right here, this is an absolutely critical point to remember. While you can pass in secrets like API keys, you should only ever use your test or development keys. Please, never ever put production credentials into a sandbox. Even though the environment is isolated, it's just best practice to limit the blast radius, just in case. Okay, but what if your AI agent needs to access files that are outside of your project directory? Well, that's where volume mounting comes in. Using the -v flag, this lets you mount other directories from your computer into the container. In this example here, we're giving the agent read-only access to a datasets folder, which is perfect for, say, a machine learning task. And check out some of these fantastic real-world examples. You can securely share your AWS credentials so the agent can interact with cloud services. You can mount your build caches, which makes installing packages way faster. Or you can create a persistent folder to save things like trained machine learning models so they don't disappear when the sandbox is gone. It's just an incredibly flexible system. All right, now for the ultimate superpower. This is how you give the sandbox access to Docker itself. By using the -mount, -docker, -socket flag, you are literally allowing the AI agent inside the container to run Docker commands right on your host machine. Now, I really can't stress this enough. This is a massive grant of power. Mounting the Docker socket is effectively giving the agent root access to your system. It can start, stop, and mess with any container. You should only, and I mean only, use this option when you have an extremely high level of trust in what the agent is about to do. But with that great power comes some incredible capabilities. An agent with Docker access can build your project's Docker file from scratch. It can spin up your entire application stack using Docker Compose, maybe for integration testing. It can basically manage your whole container setup. It becomes a full-blown DevOps assistant. So you've been playing around, you've created a few sandboxes, you've given them some superpowers. Now what? How do you actually manage them? Well, thankfully, the lifecycle commands are just as simple and straightforward as the command to create them. You really only need to know a few essential commands. You can use ls to list all the sandboxes that are running. You can inspect a specific one to check its detailed configuration. And of course, rm to clean things up. There's even this handy little one-liner here to remove all of your sandboxes at once, which is great when you just want a fresh start. And here is one last key detail to keep in mind. Sandboxes are immutable. That's a fancy way of saying once you've created one with specific volumes or environment variables, you can't change it on the fly. If you need to add a new volume mount, you have to remove the old sandbox and then create a new one with that updated configuration. This is actually a good thing. It ensures their behavior is always predictable. So there you have it. Docker sandboxes are this amazing, secure way to unleash powerful AI coding agents right on your local machine. You can give them simple access, or you can grant them advanced superpowers, all while keeping your systems safe and sound. So I guess the only question left is, with all this power at your fingertips, what are you going to build first?